It always begins with a moment so small, you almost miss it. A flicker of distraction, a tiny shift in attention, a half second where your mind drifts away from the chart. And that half second becomes the reason a perfect setup turns into a painful loss. You tell yourself it's nothing. You tell yourself you're still focused. You tell yourself you can manage everything at once. But deep inside, you know you've lived this moment before. The hesitation, the rush, the noise, the scrolling, the switching, the constant fight between the trade you want to take and the thousand impulses trying to steal your attention. And in that quiet battle, two traders appear, one who tries to focus and one who thinks they're focused, yet loses control without noticing. Subscribe if you want to master trading psychology at a level most traders never reach. Stay with me and turn your mind into the edge AI can't exploit. Let's start. The high-focus trader and the distracted trader, both looking at the same chart, both seeing the same candle, both waiting for the same confirmation. But one sees clearly, while the other sees everything except what matters. And the AI watching them already knows which one will win, because the algorithm sees the truth they hide from themselves. The distracted trader is the one who keeps switching tabs when nothing's happening. Checking Discord, social media, price alerts, unrelated charts, pretending it's multitasking, pretending it's research, pretending it's staying updated. But AI categorizes it for what it is: attention fragmentation, a slow leak in mental capital, a pattern that predicts impulsive behavior. The high-focus trader, on the other hand, stays still, stays quiet, stays aware. Their eyes track the candle instead of their emotions. Their breathing stays steady instead of reactive. They review their plan during the wait instead of refreshing their feed. They treat boredom as part of the job, not a trigger to chase stimulation. And AI knows something important about this contrast. One will take a trade based on signal. The other will take a trade based on emotion disguised as opportunity. Here's the uncomfortable truth most traders avoid. Before you enter a trade, AI already knows if you'll exit too early. Before you size a position, AI already knows whether it came from logic or frustration. Before you feel fear, AI has detected it through your micro-hesitations. It's not reading your mind, it's reading your patterns. The delay between clicking the chart and placing the order, the speed of your reaction to a red candle, the inconsistency in your risk. These tiny behaviors tell a story you never meant to reveal, a story that could have saved you years of losses. If only someone showed it to you earlier. The distracted trader loses not because they're unskilled, but because attention is their real stop loss, and it gets hit on every trade. While the high-focus trader lives in a different world, a world where every move has meaning, every pause has purpose, and every decision is born from clarity, not noise. But let's go deeper. Imagine a moment you've lived many times. You're in a trade. Price is moving slowly, almost too slowly. Your mind starts searching for stimulation. You glance at your phone, check another pair, scroll your watch list, watch a random video in another tab. You think you're managing boredom, but AI sees something else. It sees your attention breaking into fragments. It sees your emotional threshold weakening. It sees your risk tolerance changing without permission. And then, in one split moment, a candle spikes. Your brain snaps back. Your emotions kick in. Your reactions become faster than your logic. And AI predicts exactly what happens next. You take profit too early, or you hesitate, or you revenge trade, or you size up to make it back. AI predicted all of it before you even felt the urge, because the distracted trader's attention span follows a pattern: stable, restless, distracted, emotional, impulsive. Every single time. The high-focus trader doesn't escape this cycle. They simply interrupt it. Their process is slower, calmer, intentional. They take breaks before their brain demands it. They set micro-rules for sessions. They eliminate the digital noise that destroys decision-making. They use AI tools for clarity, not chaos. And here's where dark curiosity hits. AI doesn't just watch your behavior, it labels it. It puts you into groups. High-risk, emotional trader. Pattern, inconsistent trader. High-discipline, stable trader. Low-focus, volatility-seeking trader. And that label predicts your trading future more accurately than any indicator. Because here's the quiet truth most traders don't want to face. You're not trading the market. You're trading your attention. And the market is simply the mirror. Think about this. Why do you jump into a candle without confirmation? Because your attention is restless. Why do you exit too early? Because your attention collapses under pressure. Why do you revenge trade? Because your attention shifts to emotion faster than you notice. Why do you repeat the same mistakes? Because distraction becomes your default state. But it doesn't have to be. The moment you understand the psychology of attention, your entire trading world shifts. Your brain was not built for modern markets. It was built for survival, stimulation, dopamine, fast reactions, not stillness, not waiting, not observing. Which means the distracted trader is not weak. They're simply following their biology. But the high-focused trader, they learn to work against biology and with structure. Let's peel the layers. When you stare at the chart in a distracted state, your brain enters stimulus mode. It wants movement. It wants action. It wants excitement. So when the market doesn't move, you go find stimulation elsewhere. Scrolling, switching, clicking. And now your attention baseline is broken. Your brain demands action, even when the market demands patience. This is where traders lose, not because they lack strategy, not because they lack skill, but because their attention is trained for chaos, not clarity. Meanwhile, AI is mapping all of it. Your waiting tolerance, your emotional duration, your reaction speed after a loss, your trade timing differences on low energy days. It sees the gaps you don't see. And this is where the story splits again. Because the high-focus trader understands one thing. Focus is not a personality trait. It's a trained environment. They don't rely on motivation. They don't rely on willpower. They don't try to stay disciplined through force. They design their environment so well. Distraction has nowhere to live. One screen instead of 5. One plan instead of 10. One pair instead of 6. One decision at a time. And slowly, their attention becomes their advantage. While the distracted trader keeps fighting their mind, the high-focus trader builds a mind that doesn't need fighting. This brings us to the turning point. AI already knows which trader you are, but you don't until you watch your own patterns honestly. Here's the pattern AI uses. If your attention shifts within 3 to 6 minutes of market stillness, you are a distracted trader. If you stay neutral during stillness, you are a high-focus trader in training. If you stay deeply calm during movement, you are becoming the high-focus trader. The truth is simple. Your attention span is your real strategy. Your emotional stability is your real indicator. Your focus is your real edge. The market only reveals them, but you can change all of them, starting now. And yes, AI can help you, but only if you let yourself see what the algorithm already knows. You are not losing because the market is unpredictable. You are losing because your attention is predictable. And today, that changes. Let's go deeper into the psychology the algorithm already understands about you. Every time you trade, your brain switches between 2 modes, focused awareness and distracted reactivity. These 2 states don't feel dramatically different, but the outcomes they produce are night and day. In focused awareness, your breathing slows, your decisions feel intentional, time feels steady. You observe instead of chase. You calculate instead of react. This is where smart trades are born. In distracted reactivity, your thoughts speed up, your vision narrows, your impulses rise. You jump between hope and fear. Your decisions feel urgent. This is where losing streaks begin. And here's the dark revelation AI has uncovered. It takes less than 5 seconds for a trader to slip from one state to the other. 5 seconds. A notification, a thought, a noise, a sudden candle, a craving for stimulation. 5 seconds, and your mental state collapses. AI models can detect this collapse by analyzing your timing, the milliseconds between your decisions, the inconsistency in your entry precision, the sudden change in your lot sizes, the hesitation spike after a small loss, and once your attention falls, AI predicts you're about to trade emotionally. This is why traders blow accounts on days they weren't supposed to trade. This is why traders lose most of their money in the same hour they lose their focus. This is why the distracted trader always feels unlucky. But luck has nothing to do with it. Your attention span is the first domino. Your trades fall exactly how your focus falls. Meanwhile, the high-focus trader is playing a different game. They understand a secret most traders never learn. You don't need more discipline. You need less friction. They don't try to stay focused. They remove everything that breaks focus. No music with lyrics, no open chats, no unnecessary indicators, no switching pairs, no quick dopamine resets. Their environment is quiet enough for clarity to grow. Their process is structured enough for stability to form. Their mind becomes calm enough for logic to win. And here's the twist. The high-focus trader doesn't rely on AI for signals. They use AI for self-diagnosis, because the most powerful AI edge is not predicting the market. It's predicting your behavior inside the market. AI models track your average hesitation time, your reaction speed after volatility, your probability of forcing trades during boredom, your risk increase after 2 wins, your emotional decline after 1 loss, your impulsive entry patterns after switching time frames, your consistency curve over a week. The high-focus trader studies these patterns like data. The distracted trader ignores them like discomfort. This difference becomes destiny. But let's shift into something every trader feels but rarely speaks about. The silent panic. The moment you're in a trade, and your heart begins beating faster than the candle moves. The moment the P&L flashes, and your brain fills with micro-stories about losing money. The moment you want to exit early just to escape the anxiety of waiting. AI sees the rise of these emotions before you feel them. Because your mouse movement changes, your timing shifts, your scrolling increases, your decisions accelerate, your digital behavior exposes your emotional behavior. And this is why the distracted trader exits too early. Not because the trade is bad, but because their attention is unstable enough for fear to win. While the high-focused trader breathes through the uncertainty, they know discomfort is not danger. They know anxiety is temporary. They know waiting is part of the edge. They know their plan has more authority than their fear. This is what makes them dangerous in the market, not because they're fearless, but because their focus is stronger than their fear. And this brings us to the heart of this journey. If your attention shapes your trading identity, then your trading identity shapes your entire trajectory. So imagine this shift happening inside you. You're no longer the trader who reacts. You're no longer the trader who gets pulled by every candle. You're no longer the trader who distracts their way into losses. You become the trader who sees, the trader who observes, the trader who feels the emotion but doesn't obey it, the trader whose focus becomes unbreakable. The high-focused trader doesn't suppress distraction. They transform it. Whenever they feel restlessness, they step away. Whenever they feel boredom, they review instead of scroll. Whenever they feel anxiety, they breathe instead of exit. Whenever they feel temptation, they wait instead of chase. That's the moment the algorithm shifts its prediction. You are no longer a distracted trader. You are becoming a pattern-aware trader, a self-observing trader, a high-focused trader in evolution. And evolution is the true edge. The market rewards those who can see themselves clearly. AI already does. Now you can too. And here's the part that transforms everything. You can use AI not to predict the market, but to predict yourself. Track how long you stay focused. Track what breaks your attention. Track what emotional triggers repeat. Track how your decisions change under stress. Track how your performance shifts with energy. Track your mistake patterns. Track your impulsive moments. Track your boredom entries. Track your frustrated exits. This is how the high-focus trader builds mastery. Through awareness, not willpower. And mastery is not loud. It is quiet, subtle, almost invisible. A calm breathing pattern, a still mind, a steady hand, a focused session, a consistent routine. This is what destroys the distracted trader identity. Because once you build focus, your old trading patterns cannot survive in your new trading mind. And here comes the identity shift moment. A distracted trader trades with emotion. A high-focus trader trades with clarity. A distracted trader reacts to signals. A high-focus trader waits for confirmations. A distracted trader needs stimulation. A high-focus trader needs simplicity. A distracted trader blames luck. A high-focus trader counts patterns. A distracted trader collapses under uncertainty. A high-focus trader thrives inside it. Today, you step closer to the identity you always wanted. The trader who sees cleaner, thinks slower, executes calmer, learns faster, adapts deeper, and grows beyond the distractions that once controlled you. If you've reached this point, you already feel the shift. Your attention is not just something you use. It is something you shape. Your focus is not something you hope for. It is something you train. Your trading identity is not fixed. It is evolving with every moment of awareness. And now, the final lines. The lines meant to stay with you long after this video ends. The market doesn't reward speed. It rewards clarity. The chart doesn't punish you. Your distraction does. Your losses were not a failure. They were a message. Your attention is not weak. It is untrained. Your potential is not missing. It is hidden behind noise. Your edge is not in prediction, but perception. And your future as a trader begins the moment your focus becomes your foundation. If you're ready to trade with awareness instead of anxiety, with clarity instead of noise, with focus instead of fear. If this shifted your mindset, subscribe and step into the trader you're becoming. Join the channel where psychology becomes strategy, where focus becomes your weapon, where clarity replaces fear, and where mind for trade becomes your permanent advantage. Mind for trade is now your edge.